Hi everyone. In the last video, we have discussed about financial evaluation of leasing lessee's point of view, that is user's point of view. Now, in this class, we are going to discuss about what is the financial evaluation of leasing lessor's point of view. So, lessor's point of view means here owner's point of view. So, owner's point of view, what is the financial evaluation of leasing? We are going to discuss now. The financial viability of leasing out an asset from the point of view of lessor can be evaluated with the help of the two time adjusted methods of capital budgeting. Means here, lessor's point of view, we can evaluate the financial leasing with the help of two time adjusted methods of capital budgeting, that is two discounted cash flow methods of time budgeting. Here the first one is present value method and the second one is internal rate of return method. So present value method is also present value method here NPV and here internal rate of return means IRR. So by using NPV and IRR, we can easily evaluate financial evaluation of leasing lessor's point of view. Yes, look at the first one. Present value method, net present value method. See, this method involves the following steps. By using net present value method, the follow we can use the following methods. I mean steps. First one, determine cash outflows by deducting tax advantage of owing an asset such as investment allowance if any. So, in the first step, we have to determine what is the cash outflows, that is what is initial investment or what is the cost of purchase a particular asset. So, that is we have to identify in the step 1. Okay, so by deducting tax advantage of owing an asset, if any tax advantages are there, such as in investment allowance, so that should be deducted. So by deducting tax advantage such as investment allowance, so here we are going to determine what is the cash outflow of an asset. So that is cash outflow. The first step we are going to discuss, that is cash outflow for the purchase of an asset. And second point, determine cash inflows after tax. So in the second step, we are going to determine cash inflows after tax, that is CFAT. So we are going to discuss or we are going to determine what is CFAT, cash inflows after tax, in the second step by using this format. That is first one, cash inflows, that is lease rental. Generally what is cash inflow? మనకు వచ్చే ఇన్ఫ్లో ఏంటి అంటే లీజ్ రెంట్. సో నెక్స్ట్ విల్ డిడక్ట్ డిప్రిసియేషన్, then the amount will be called EBT, lease rental minus depreciation is equals to EBT. Next, tax we have to deduct, the amount will be called as EAT, and again the depreciation should be added back to get CFAT. So this is the procedure for the calculation of cash flows after tax. You can remember from capital budgeting decisions. So you can remember from capital budgeting decisions, before tax cash flows is given, then we have to convert them into CFAT. So that is the second step, determine cash inflows after tax as below. Coming to the third point, determine the present value of cash outflows and after tax cash inflows by discounting at weighted average cost of capital of the lessor. So in the third step, we are going to determine what is the present value of cash outflow and present value of cash inflow. That is present value of CFAT and present value of cash outflow by discounting at weighted average cost of capital. So cost of capital will be given in the problem. By using that cost of capital, so we have to calculate what is the present value of cash outflows and present value of cash inflows in step 3. And in step 4, here what is the formula for the calculation of net present value? Generally cash inflows minus cash outflows, or we can say that present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows. So in the last step we are going to discuss, or we are going to determine what is net present value. So if the net present value is positive, then the proposal will be accepted. If the net present value is negative, the lessor would lose on leasing out the asset. So that means if the net present value is positive, then it is benefited for the lessor. If the net present value is negative, it won't, or it is not at all, we can say that profitable for the lessor. So by using NPV, so if the net present value is positive, then he can go for leasing out a particular asset. If it is negative, he cannot, or we can say that the decision, or he cannot go for the leasing out the asset. Okay, now look at the problem. See here, from the information given below, you are required to advise about leasing out of the asset. Cost of equipment rupees 4 lakhs. Here cost of equipment rupees 4 lakhs, that is cash outflow rupees 4 lakhs. Average cost of capital to the lessor 12%, that is cost of capital is 12%, and depreciation is allowable 20% on original cost method. So 20% on original cost method means that is fixed installment method. Original cost method is also known as straight line method. Expected life of an asset 5 years. Salvage value nil. So lease rent payable at the end of each year of 5 years 1,50,000. So lease rent ఎంత వస్తుందండి మనకు 1,50,000 per annum, which is payable at the end of 5 years 1,50,000 per annum. And next, corporate tax rate applicable to lessor 50%. Present value of annuity rupees 1 for 5 years at 12%. Here 12%, why we have taken here? Here 12% means the cost of capital. At 12% cost of capital, the present value for the 5 year. Refer annuity table. Annuity table low for 5 years. If you look at 12%, the value will be 3.605. The value will be 3.605. Now it is clear, the cost of equipment 4 lakhs, cost of capital 12%, depreciation 20% on original cost, expected life of the asset 5 years, there is no salvage value, and here the lease rental rupees 1,50,000 per annum, and corporate tax rate is applicable 50%, and the present value of rupee 1 for 5 years at 12%, the value is 3.605. So here this is what about the question. Lessor's point of view, by using net present value, now we are going to evaluate what is the financial, I mean leasing financing, lease financing we are going to evaluate. So here what is the first step? See here the step is determine cash outflow. The second step is determination of cash inflows, and the third step is here determine present value of cash outflows and present value of cash inflows. And next, NPV calculation. See, look at the solution. Look at the solution. See, first step is calculation of cash outflow. See here, what is the cost of equipment? Here the cost of equipment is given as 4 lakhs in the problem. And is there any tax advantages? No, there are no tax advantages in the given problem. Now the net cash outflow rupees 4 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 4 lakhs, that is calculation of cash outflow. So calculation of cash outflow rupees 4 lakhs. because the cost of equipment is 4 lakhs. There are no certain tax advantages in the given problem. That is a step 1, that is calculation of cash outflows. Coming to the step 2, calculation of after tax cash inflows, that is CFAT. So here what are the lease rental cash inflows ఏమున్నాయి ఇక్కడ 1,50,000, 1,50,000. Here lease rental 1,50,000 per annum. Now depreciation, calculate depreciation 20% on equipment. So here what is equipment cost? 4 lakhs. So 4 lakhs లో 20% calculate చేయాలి. 4 lakhs into 20 by 100, that is equals to 80,000. 4 lakhs into 20 by 100, that is equals to 80,000. Depreciation is equals to cost of asset into rate by 100. So cost of asset 4 lakhs into rate, depreciation rate 20% is given on original cost. 20% divided by 100, that is equals to 8 lakhs. Now what is EBT, earnings before tax? See here 1,50,000 minus 80,000, that is equals to 70,000. Now the tax rate is given as 50% applicable. So 50% calculate on EBT, that is 50% on 70,000, the value will be 35,000. So here to get EAT, 70,000 minus 35,000, the amount will be 35,000. 75,000 minus 70,000 minus 35,000, that is equals to 35,000. Now here what is EAT? Now EAT rupees 35,000. Add back the depreciation, then you will get CFAT. EAT plus depreciation is equals to CFAT. Now here the CFAT is rupees 1,15,000. The CFAT rupees 1,15,000. See, after calculation of CFAT, see here the next step will be calculation of present value of cash outflows. Now in the step 1 we have calculated amount of cash outflows, and under step 2 we have calculated CFATs, and the third step is calculation of present value of cash outflows. Now present value 0, year 0, cash outflow 4 lakhs at 12%, present value discount factor at 12%. At 0 year it will be 1 value, the value will be 1 at 0 year. Then 4 lakhs into 1, that is equals to rupees 4 lakhs. Now the present value of cash outflows is rupees 4 lakhs, that is step 3. And coming to step 4, calculation of present value of cash inflows. See here present value of cash inflows. See what is CFAT? The CFAT is 1,50,000. Sorry, 1,15,000. Now 1 to 5 years. Here the lease rental will be same per annum. So here the CFAT per annum 1,15,000. That is 1 to 5 years. For 5 years it is 1,15,000 per annum. So here in the given problem, the present value annuity discount factor at 12%, that is 3.605. Here in the given problem, the present value annuity discount factor at 12% for 5 years is 3.605. Now multiply 1,15,000 into 3.605, then you will get 4,14,575. 4,14,575. Now present value of cash outflows 4 lakhs, present value of cash inflows 4,14,575. Now calculation of net present value. So net present value is equals to present value of cash inflows minus present value of cash outflows. Present value of cash inflows 4,14,575 minus present value of cash outflows enta 4 lakhs. Here this is 4 lakhs minus 4 lakhs, that is equals to 14,000 12,575. So here how to make a decision. See here, for any project or for any proposal, the net present value must be positive. So here the net present value of cash flows is positive, that is 14,575. So here our decision is, since the present value of cash inflows is more than the present value of cash outflows, or says NPV is positive. So NPV is positive కాబట్టి it is desirable to lease out the asset. So NPV positive ఉంది కాబట్టి, so here our suggestion is it is desirable to lease out the asset. ఒకవేళ NPV పాజిటివ్ ఉంటే నెగిటివ్ ఉంటే ఏం చేయాలి? ఇఫ్ NPV ఈజ్ నెగిటివ్, హియర్ వీ కెనాట్ గో ఫర్ లీజ్ అవుట్ ద అసెట్. సో లీజ్ అనేది అంటే అసెట్ని మనం లీజ్కి అనేది ఇవ్వద్దు ఎప్పుడు? ఇఫ్ NPV ఈజ్ నెగిటివ్. సో ఇఫ్ NPV ఈజ్ పాజిటివ్ ఓన్లీ, ఇట్ ఈస్ డిజైరబుల్ టు లీజ్ అవుట్ ద అసెట్. By using internal rate of return method for the evaluation of financial leasing lessor's point of view. Here, the internal rate of return can be defined as that the rate of discount at which present value of cash inflows is equal to the present value of cash outflows. See, till now we have discussed about the financial evaluation of leasing lessor's point of view by using net present value method. Now by using internal rate of return method, how to make a decision in case of lessor's point of view, now we are going to discuss. You mean what is internal rate of return? Here the rate of return at which the present value of cash inflows are equal to present value of cash outflows. So the following steps are required to practice the internal rate of return method. So here we have to carefully listen what are the following steps. Here first of all, by using internal rate of return method, we can make a decision in two kinds of situation. Here the situation one is when the annual cash inflows are equal. Situation one is the annual cash inflows are equal. So here annual cash inflows are equal unte, by using IRR how to make a decision, that is first one. And the second one is when annual cash inflows are unequal over the life of the asset. సో యాన్యువల్ క్యాష్ ఇన్ఫ్లోస్ ఈక్వల్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఎట్లా చేస్తాం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్, యాన్యువల్ క్యాష్ ఇన్ఫ్లోస్ అనేది అన్ఈక్వల్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు, అంటే ఈక్వల్గా లేనప్పుడు మనం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ పార్ట్ అనేది ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది అనేది ఇప్పుడు చూద్దాం. ఓకే, రైట్. సి, look at the problem. Here problem on IRR when annual cash inflows are equal. Problem on IRR when annual cash inflows are equal. See here, initial outlay rupees 50,000, life of the asset 5 years, estimated annual cash flow 12,500. Calculate the internal rate of return. So calculate the internal rate of return. So here what is the cost of investment? That is initial outlay is 50,000, that is cost of investment or investment amount. And next, what is life of the asset? Here the life of the asset is given as 5 years and estimated cash inflow 12,500 per annum. So yearly 12,500 అంటున్నాడు కాబట్టి here that is why the reason when annual cash inflows are equal, we are going to discuss the problem. Here first point, coming to the solution, present value factor we have to identify. So here this is the formula for the calculation of present value factor. Initial outlay divided by annual cash flow. So here what is the initial outlay? 50,000 divided by what is the annual cash flow? 12,500. So 50,000 divided by 12,500, that is equals to 4. Now 4 is the value. PV factor enti ikkada 4. Present value factor is 4. Now here by consulting present value annuity table for 5 years period of time. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే ఈ ఫోర్ అనే వాల్యూని ఎక్కడ చూస్తామంటే ప్రజెంట్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ యాన్యుటీ టేబుల్లో ఎట్ 5th ఇయర్ దగ్గర చూస్తాం. ఎట్ 5th ఇయర్ దగ్గర ఈ 4 అనే వాల్యూ ఎక్కడ ఉందో చూస్తాం. సో హియర్ ఇఫ్ యూ సీ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ ప్రజెంట్ వాల్యూ యాన్యుటీ టేబుల్ ఫర్ 5 years period at present value factor 4, here the internal rate of return will be approximately 8%. See here, as seen from the above table, that at 8% for 5 years period, the present value is 3.9927, which is nearly equal to 4. అంటే 8% దగ్గర ఈ వాల్యూ ఉంది, 3.9927 వాల్యూ ఉంది. సో విచ్ ఈస్ ఈక్వల్ టు అంటే విచ్ ఈస్ నియర్ బై 4 కాబట్టి, సో హియర్ IRR has taken as 8% approximately. So for this calculation, students are as advised to keep ready annuity table as well as present value tables. Annuity tables, present value tables అందరూ దగ్గర పెట్టుకోండమ్మా. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ this is what about easy solution when problem, I mean IRR method, when annual cash inflows are equal. When annual cash inflows are equal. So first we have to find out PV factor. So PV factor మనం find out చేస్తున్నాం. PV factor we are find out first step, and that is the formula is initial outlay 50,000 divided by annual cash flow 12,500, that is equals to 4. This value we have to refer in annual present value of annuity table at 5th year. So approximately at 8%, the value will be nearby 3.9927. So that is why the reason here internal rate of return is 8% approximately. And coming to the second category, that is B, when the annual cash flows are unequal. సో వెన్ ద క్యాష్ ఇన్ఫ్లోస్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఈక్వల్, అంటే క్యాష్ ఇన్ఫ్లోస్ అనేటివి ఈక్వల్గా లేనప్పుడు, ఇన్ కేస్ యాన్యువల్ క్యాష్ ఫ్లోస్ ఆర్ అన్ఈక్వల్ ఓవర్ ద లైఫ్ ఆఫ్ ద అసెట్, ద ఇంటర్నల్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ కెనాట్ బి డిటర్మైన్డ్ అకార్డింగ్ టు ద టెక్నిక్ సజెస్టెడ్ అబోవ్. సో ఒకవేళ యాన్యువల్ క్యాష్ ఇన్ఫ్లోస్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్గా లేనప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే మనం ఇంతకుముందు చేసిన టెక్నిక్ అనేది యూస్ చేయలేమని చెప్తున్నాడు. ఇన్ సచ్ అ కేసెస్ ద ఇంటర్నల్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ ఈజ్ క్యాలిక్యులేటెడ్ బై హిట్ and trial, and that is why this method is also known as hit and trial yield method. So మనం ఇక్కడ ఒక మెథడ్ని యూజ్ చేస్తున్నాం ఫర్ ద క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ ఆఫ్ IRR, దట్ ఈస్ హిట్ అండ్ ట్రయల్ మెథడ్. సో దట్ ఈస్ వై ద రీజన్ దిస్ మెథడ్ ఈజ్ నోన్ యాజ్ హిట్ అండ్ ట్రయల్ yield మెథడ్ అని చెప్తున్నాడు. సో నౌ లుక్ ఎట్ ద ప్రాబ్లం. See here, problem on IRR. Problem on IRR when annual cash inflows are unequal. When annual cash inflows are unequal. See here, what is initial investment? 60,000 rupees. Life of the asset is 4 years. Estimated net annual cash flows for the first year 15,000, for the second year 20,000, for the third year 30,000, for the fourth year 20,000. You see here annual cash inflows are not equal. So first year 15,000, second year 20,000, third year 30,000, fourth year 20,000. Here unequal cash inflows are there. So here asking to compute the internal rate of return and also advise the lessor about the leasing out decision if his expected minimum rate of return is 15%. So what is the lessor's expected minimum rate of return? సో ఆయన ఎంత ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తుండు మినిమం ఇంటర్నల్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ అంటే 15% ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేస్తుండు. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ హిజ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టేషన్ హియర్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు అడ్వైజ్ ద లెస్సర్ అబౌట్ ద లీజింగ్ అవుట్ డెసిషన్. సో అతను లీజ్కి ఇవ్వచ్చా లేదా అనేది మనం డిసైడ్ చేయాలి. బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద మినిమం రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ ఈస్ 15%. ఓకే, సో హియర్ ద ఇన్వెస్ట్మెంట్ ఈస్ 60,000. లైఫ్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఈస్ 4 years. Now by using hit and trial method we are going to solve the problem. See, present value factor at various rates of discount. So he is expecting 15% rate of return. So whether he is reachable అంటే అతను 15% గెట్ చేస్తున్నాడా లేదా అనేది by using hit and trial method we are going to calculate. So at different rates of discount rates, at different discount rates. Now see, first column for year, see present value of cash flows table at various assumed discount rates 10%, 12%, 14% and 15%. So ఇక్కడ 4 discount rates మనం assume చేస్తున్నాం 10, 12, 14 and 15. So here annual cash inflow 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 20,000. See here discount rate 10%, 12%, 14%, 15%. So PV factor, these are the values at 10%. These are the values at 12% per year, and these are the values at 14%, and these are the present value factor at 15%. So here PV factor at 10%, PV factor values at 12%, PV factor values at 14%, PV factor values at 15%. Now just multiplying PV, see here annual cash inflow into present value factor, then you will get present value. Annual cash flow into present value factor at 10%, then you will get present value. Here the total of present value 66,345 at 10%, 66,345. At 12%, same again we have to do the calculation like this. Annual cash inflow into present value at 12%, present value factor at 12%, then you will get, that means 15,000 into 0.892, you will get 13,380. 20,000 into 0.635, then you will get 12,700. Like that, the total at 12% discounting factor 63,350. Same way, now here these are the values at 14%. Now annual cash inflow into present value factor at 14%, that is 15,000 into 0.877, that is 13,155. Last 20,000 into 0.592, that is 11,840. Here the total will be 60,595 at 14%. The present value of cash inflows at the rate of 14% is 60,595. Now at 15%, similar calculation will be done. Here annual cash inflow into present value factor at the rate of 15%, that is 15,000 into 0.869, 13,035. Next 20,000 into 0.756, that is equals to 15,120. 30,000 into 0.657, that is equals to 19,710. Last 20,000 into 0.571, that is equals to 11,420. So here the total together 59,285. 59,285. What is our investment here? Here in the given problem, the investment is 60,000. Now see 60,000. Where is the 60,000? Here it is between 14 and 15%. It is between 14 and 15%. Why? Because at 14%, here the PVCFAT is above 60,000, that is 60,595. At 15%, the PVCFAT or the present value will be 59,285 at 15% discount rate. Now look at the point 1. The present value of cash flows at 14% rate of discount is 60,595, and at 15% rate of discount is 59,285. So the initial cost of investment, which is rupees 60,000, falls between these two discount rates. At 14%, the NPV is positive 595, but at 15% the NPV is negative 715. We may say that IRR is equals to 14.5% approximately. Now the IRR may be 14.5% approximately by this calculation. So second point, as the internal rate of return is less than the minimum required rate of return, the lessor should not lease out the asset. So here, so here, as the internal rate of return is less than the minimum required rate of return, the lessor should not lease out the assets. See here, our calculated IRR here 14.5%. But what is the expectation of the lessor? Here, the expectation of the lessor is 15%. So he is expecting a minimum internal rate of return is 15%. Minimum 15% rate of return in he is expecting. But our answer is only 14.5%. Our answer is only 14.5%. So how to make a decision by using IRR means here, see here, look at the point 3, accept the proposal if the internal rate of return is higher than or equal to minimum required rate of return, that is cost of capital or cut off rate. సో ఎప్పుడు యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయాలి అంటే అవర్ ఇంటర్నల్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ అనేది ఒకవేళ హైయెస్ట్ ఉంటే ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు మినిమం రిక్వైర్డ్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్, అంటే మనం మినిమం రిక్వైర్డ్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ అంటే కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్కి ఐఆర్ఆర్ అనేది హయ్యర్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్గా ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రమే మనం యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయాలి. అండ్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ ప్రపోజల్స్ అంటే రెండు లేదా అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ ప్రపోజల్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు సెలెక్ట్ ద ప్రపోజల్ విత్ ద హైయెస్ట్ రేట్ ఆఫ్ రిటర్న్ యాజ్ లాంగ్ యాజ్ ద రేట్స్ ఆర్ హయ్యర్ దెన్ కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్. సో కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిటల్ కంటే ఎక్కువ ఉన్న వాటిని మనం యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయాలని చెప్తున్నాడు. సో if IRR is less than cost of capital, we have to reject the proposal. So here in this case the expected return 15%, the expected minimum rate of return is 15%, but here our answer is only 14.5%. Hence hence the proposal, that means the lessor should not lease out the asset. Lessor అనేవాడు అసెట్ ని లీజ్ కు ఇవ్వవద్దు అని చెప్తున్నాడు. సో దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ అబౌట్ here the complete or the detailed explanation about financial evaluation of leasing by using financial evaluation of leasing lessor's point of view. Oh, okay, so by using lessor's point of view, so here by using lessor's in the way of lessor's point of view we can evaluate the proposals by using present value method, that is NPV, and internal rate of return method, that is IRR method. Thank you.